All right, make sure to stay hydrated if you have to be outdoors today. Another very hot day is ahead. Juliana will be back with a minute with your full forecast and just how high the temperatures are expected to climb.
No words can describe this act of evil, a man who takes the life of others who are innocent. And no words can fill the void that has been left by this tragedy. Our hearts break for the families and friends of the victims.
Well, police in New York say a message left behind by the gunman in a deadly New York City shooting might help them now uncover a motive. Surveillance video shows the moment the man walked into the lobby of a Midtown Manhattan building carrying a rifle. Police say he shot 5 people, killing 4 of them, including a police officer. Now, police say the gunman ultimately took his own life. One man says his fiancée was in the building and had to barricade herself inside a conference room.
Knew that there was an active shooter. A colleague crawled up from the lobby who was there when it happened, and so everybody sheltered in place as quickly as they could.
Investigators are now studying a note that they say was left behind at the scene, and in it the suspect indicated he had mental illness, which he linked to playing football earlier in his life. Investigators are looking into whether that is a reason why he targeted that building that houses NFL offices.
This morning, we are learning new details about Israel's plan to allow aid to enter into the Gaza Strip. The government says they are pausing fighting for 10 hours a day to allow more trucks to enter. Video here shows Palestinians carrying sacks of flour from drop sites. Humanitarian organizations say the measure is not enough as starvation kills more people. Officials say nearly 150 have died. More than half of them were children. After a year-long battle, Uvalde County officials in Texas have voted to release records from the 2022 school shooting at Robb Elementary. These records include 911 calls, videos, and reports from the day of the attack. Families had been asking for this information for years, and it comes as former officers face charges for not acting quickly during the shooting.
20 states are suing the Trump administration now as the Department of Agriculture pushes to collect information on SNAP recipients. Multiple state attorney generals expressed concerns that the data will be used to aid mass deportations. The administration is threatening to withhold SNAP funding if states don't hand over that information by tomorrow. We're hearing now from the Sarasota police officer who saved a woman trapped inside a burning car last month. Luis Colon says that he and other officers were responding to a nearby call when they heard a crash near US 41 and 301. Well, they immediately ran to help the driver who was still strapped inside. Colon cut off her seatbelt and with the help of another officer pulled her out of the car seconds before it was engulfed in flames.
The whole front seat, passenger seat were already caught on fire by the time we removed her from the road and put her on the sidewalk. So noticing that was kind of like, if we were just 10 seconds later, it would have been a whole different story.
The woman involved in the crash survived with minor injuries. That crash remains under investigation.
It's 4:45 right now, and our community is coming together to help raise funds for the nephew of a Clearwater fire rescue operator who is fighting bone cancer. To help with the medical bills, Jeff Wallace tells us he is working with the Largo pickleball facility to host a fundraising event. He says his nephew has many hard weeks ahead, and anything will help.
He's going to be hit hard with another round of chemo, and then they have to see the surgeon in regards to seeing if he'll be able to keep his left arm or not. So there's a possibility they might have to take away his arm, but they're going to be doing some PET scans after that.
Well, the charity tournament will be held on Saturday, August 23rd at the Pickle and Pint on Belcher Road. You can also donate online, and we have that information on our WFLA app.
Sarasota leaders will meet today to discuss the city's proposed budget for the upcoming fiscal year. That budget could include disaster relief funds after the city saw significant damage by 3 hurricanes last year. That meeting is happening at 5 this evening at City Hall. And the Bulls gearing up now for another day of very hot practice to get ready for the start of a new football season.
Yes, the team is welcoming 54 new players this year, along with their returning 12 starters. And we caught up with head coach Alex Golish after the team's first practice of the season.
There were some really good, some guys flying around. I thought from an effort standpoint, guys were intentional in their effort. From an execution standpoint, man, it's day one. We got a ton to clean up. The challenge to them after practice was simply allow yourself to get coached. And as long as the coaches are coaching you, you're in a good spot.
All right, the Bulls open the season on August 28th at Raymond James Stadium. Going to be another hot morning for practice for them too, Juliana.
Definitely. Nice and dry right now, so no weather worries other than that mugginess and warmth outside. Not going to be tracking showers and storms until the later half of today. Current temperatures right now, to just keep checking in here, upper 70s for some, low 80s for those of us closer to the water. Planning out the day, though, ahead. 96 degrees for a high temperature, a 50% chance of some scattered showers and storms, and I do think the best chance of seeing that rain will develop through the mid-afternoon, and then most of this then starts to track its way farther and farther inland. A lot of areas drying out by about 7 o'clock or so. Sunset around 8:20 or so with partly cloudy skies for the most part after sunset. Now, high temperatures today versus the feels like temperature. Many of us climbing to the low and mid 90s, if not the upper 90s, though, for most of the area. 96 for Tampa, more of about 98 degrees over into Winter Haven, 95 for Brooksville, feeling like the triple digits across the board throughout almost the entirety of the day ahead. 113 degrees or so for areas like Tampa for those feels like temps one way or another. The communication, rather the focus for today that the Weather Service continues to communicate is to be safe and to make sure you're monitoring yourself, your little ones, and your furry friends if you do have to be outdoors. Future radar showing through about 1-2 o'clock is a little robust with storm development. I think it's totally possible, but also some other model runs indicate that we hold off a little bit until the mid and late afternoon. So just plan on the chance for showers and storms to start developing by about 1-2 p.m. 3, 4, 5 o'clock. Most of this then exists east of the interstate, but there's still a solid chance of some lingering showers and storms through the evening hours after sunset. Most of this, though, then winds down and dries up for the overnight hours. Your 8-day forecast showing a 50% chance of rain and storms today, upping that to about a 60% chance of showers and storms for tomorrow. And that does help to bring us back down a little closer to normal for this time of year, with high temperatures around 93 degrees for your Wednesday afternoon. Although then as we look to the end of this week, temperatures start to climb again because of some drier air coming back into the region. Friday at about a 30% chance of rain, looking still likely one of the driest days of the week. That kind of carries over into your Saturday with a 40% chance of rain and storms. Temperatures then hovering near the mid 90s. Looking out towards the top of the next work week, then rain chances start to climb once more back to that 50-60% chance range.
All right, let's head out to Pinellas County. Good morning, everybody. At 450 Pinellas Park Police, they're on scene of a serious crash. It was a vehicle versus pedestrian crash. We do know the person involved is currently at the hospital. The vehicle involved is still on scene, as well as the driver. Putting into perspective where this happened, Ulmerton Road, right at the intersection of 49th Street. You're going to want to avoid this area due to that investigation. Eastbound lanes of Ulmerton are shut down, and all north and southbound lanes of 49th Street are shut down as well. That north and southbound alternate, we're talking about US 19 or even 40th Street to go north or southbound. That east and westbound alternate is going to be 118th Avenue. Back to you.
Still ahead this morning, a new warning may make you think twice before swiping your card.
Popular paying option experts say you might want to avoid, and a chance to snag some crispy and delicious deals today, where you can celebrate National Chicken Wing Day.